individuals.
After the breakout and swift recapture of IRA prisoners last September at Whitemoor and the discovery of explosives and arms inside the jail, it was thought that as many as 10 prison officers might face disciplinary action. Today it's been revealed that no formal charges will be made, but a new inquiry has concluded there were serious shortcomings involving a number of prison service employees, including management. The report says appropriate action will be taken. That, according to prison experts, will amount to senior officials being shuffled sideways but not sacked.
It doesn't sound, from the report I've seen, as if anybody is going to be demoted or actually dismissed.
But the Home Secretary, Michael Howard, still has a lot of explaining to do, according to Labour.
Well, this report destroys Michael Howard's attempt to put all the blame on prison governors and prison officers. He must take his part in the blame.
Mr Howard will respond to the report next week, probably in a written answer to a parliamentary question, rather than a statement in the House of Commons. Hugh Pym, ITN, Westminster.
Police in Belfast are examining an arms cache found in a search of a loyalist area of the city last night. It includes 2 rifles, revolvers and about 200 rounds of ammunition, as well as mercury switches used for making bombs. The Chief Secretary to the Treasury, Jonathan Aitken, has launched a scathing attack on TV and radio journalists. Speaking to constituents in Kent, he said good news was slow to get a hearing, while trivial negative publicity was too often overvalued. And abroad, police in Japan say they now have evidence to link a religious sect to the nerve gas attack on the Tokyo Underground. They've also recovered 200 drums of the main chemical ingredient for the nerve gas sarin after a raid on a factory owned by the cult. In the biggest demonstration of its kind so far, 10,000 people marched through London today protesting against education cuts. They came from across the country, worried that a drop in funding will mean fewer teachers and bigger classes. They called on the government to increase spending on schools.
Parents, teachers, governors and pupils, thousands of them, all angry at what they say is a squeeze on education that will lead to teaching posts being cut and falling standards in schools.
You can't put education on a waiting list. They've got to give us the money now, and we've got to be able to provide adequate education for our children.
Many at the rally were demonstrating for the first time.
Please give them more money, the schools, and don't do these cuts. It's dreadful.
I think we're all united that we want education to be funded properly.
The government insists education has received favoured treatment and that to save teachers' jobs, local authorities must find savings elsewhere. Today's protesters claim such savings are not viable and that their campaign will continue. Phil Edwards, ITN, Central London.
Now, today's sports news, and with the details, here's Graham Miller.
Looks like it could be a good season for Britain's Grand Prix drivers. Damon Hill is in pole position for tomorrow's Brazilian Grand Prix, with arch rival Michael Schumacher alongside him. Behind them, the Scot David Coulthard and Johnny Herbert.
For the 94 champion, an uncomfortable start to 95. After hitting the tyre wall in first practice, Schumacher began the second day by coming to grief again. Running wide off the track, the Benetton, minus its nose, at least made it back to the pits for repairs. But when he came out again in the afternoon timed session, it was back to business as usual. He was fastest on the day, but it still wasn't enough to take pole. His best 3/10 outside Damon Hill's Friday flyer. The session was stopped by the Italian Schiattarella's brush with the wall. He was uninjured. The car, though, was wrecked. And Rubens Barrichello, in front of his home crowd, was less than pleased when the Jordan ran out of control. Hill's young teammate Coulthard is looking more and more confident. He may not be first to the flag tomorrow, but his maiden victory may not be too far away.
No Premiership football in England because of next week's friendly at Wembley. So the NC League First Division took centre stage, but neither Tranmere nor Bolton could take advantage of leaders Middlesbrough's day off. Tranmere came unstuck at the New Den. Kerry Dixon, a £5,000 signing from Luton, heading Millwall's first on his debut. Andy Roberts increased Millwall's lead, but although Tranmere pulled one back through Chris Malkin, the Londoners held on to the points. And Jerry Craney spoiled Bolton's hopes of going top with Portsmouth's equaliser at Fratton Park. So Middlesbrough, who play Port Vale tomorrow, remain a point clear of Bolton and Tranmere, who swap places. Wolves climbed to fourth, equal on points with Reading, who drew 1-1 at Sheffield United. Brentford kept up their promotion hopes in the second, winning at Blackpool. but it was the nature of the celebration of skipper Jamie Bates's goal that took the eye. Just one Premier Division game in Scotland saw Falkirk beat Kilmarnock 2-0 to ease their relegation worries. Now, they haven't lost a match for nearly a year and a half, but today Bath were stung into submission by Wasps. Worst news for them, that defeat means Leicester go above them in the Courage League First Division. Matt Greenwood was the man who did the damage for Wasps, eventually claiming the pushover try after a drive by Paddy Dunstan. There was better news for the undisputed giants of English Rugby League Wigan. They breezed past Oldham into their 8th consecutive Silk Cup Challenge Cup final at Wembley, a 41-game winning streak. Wigan scored 8 tries, the final one in the last minutes from Barry John Mather. The win keeps them on course for a 6th consecutive league and cup double. Roving Minstrel has won the first big race of the flat season, the Lincoln Handicap at Doncaster. The 33-to-1 shot, racing a mile for the first time, came home in a tight finish to claim the 46th